Hello and welcome to Let's Play Space Quest 6. This is, we've just arrived back at Delta Bergsalon to see if we can figure out what happened to Stellar Santiago. We're back here at the elevator thing. And I mentioned earlier that this is quite a text message rich, dialogue rich section of the game. Lots of puns and gags and sci-fi references. So we'll take a few minutes to look around this thing before we get on with the rest of the game.
These hermetically sealed components house the Ascendo Pad's direction correction connections, the quark torque fork, and the ascension descension suspension tension extensions. This display shows you the Ascendo Pad's current location. These arrows cleverly indicate the direction in which the Ascendo Pad is moving. Beneath the Ascendo Pad, the lift bay relay outlay array quietly does its thing. The Ascendo Pad works much like an elevator. In fact, if you can figure out why we didn't just call it an elevator, please let us know. The wall panels of the Ascendo Pad are formed from a core of fiber steel between dual layers of expanded polycarbamide sheathing that's guaranteed not to rust, chip, peel, or need repainting for at least 12 millennia. This is probably more than you wanted to know.
It was, thanks.
You are standing on the Ascendo Pad, a platform that moves up and down inside a shaft that connects with all the possible floors in this underground building.
This is an underground building. How do we have a shuttle bay right next to us?
The Ascendo Pad ceiling is a seamless plate of anodized lightweight quaturium for high tensile strength, low maintenance, and easy monthly payments. This port interfaces visiting shuttles with the Ascendo Pad. The Ascendo Pad slides smoothly along these 4 rails usually. This portway interfaces the Ascendo Pad with most of the rooms in the Golden Light Years Research Building.
If you play Leisure Suit Larry 6, you'll recognize this music. I think it's from the makeup classroom? No, it's been a while since I played Larry 6. We need to go to Lab A, which is where we started out, where Kielbasa and this Dr. Bellows guy we're talking. So maybe we can find Dr. Bellows and rough him up a little bit.
Wow, a mad scientist working on a planet called Delta Bergsalon. You wonder what he's doing here? Designing women, perhaps?
That's right, Delta Burke.
Sorry?
Delta Burke was also on a show called Designing Women back in the 80s.
Hello, Doctor.
Janitor Wilco? What in blazes are you doing here?
Well, Doc, I got a distress call.
So why are you here?
Because I know it originated here. In fact, it was from Stellar Santiago.
You're out of your mind, Wilco. Now go away and leave me alone. I've got important work to do. Goodbye.
I know something's up here, Doc, and I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. You'll be sorry, pal.
Yes, whatever you say, Wilco. Just get out of my face.
Great big head, tiny little neck. Let's steal his toys. High-tech stuff.
You have no use. You have no use. You take possession of the Callahan Modi.
Modi, we heard about those. We played with those.
It's just an old... It appears to be an old 1586 circuit board. Oh, that's right. You're not supposed to be a techie. We hope we didn't confuse you. It's just boring techie stuff. It's just... You've heard of black boxes, haven't you? Well, this one's red. It's just... Gee, Dad, it's a North Gateway with 5 gigabytes of RAM, a molecular memory hard disk with infinite capacity, a dodecaspeed CD-ROM drive, microsloth-compatible mouse, and a built-in 10K pin laser printer. Just 3 more gigabytes and you can install OS 2 on it.
Lots of computer puns there. I'm kind of chuckling at the fact that it says it has 5 gigabytes of RAM. If that's anything like a gigabyte, the computer I'm recording this on has 48 gigs. So, yeah. We have a Cyberjack
You
here.
summon the ability to...
So we need to get a hold of a Cyberjack headset. Somewhere.
They're permanently... A couple of Bunsen burners sit on the counter. The lab table is illuminated by a full-spectrum trithisonium bulb that simulates the naturally occurring light of a trinary star system. This depiction of a region holder is based on science fact and current NASA research. Science so hard, you could bounce an asteroid off of it. This lab table has a pleasingly round shape and a conveniently flat surface. You peek inside the cage and see Trip Thrip, a kind of moth that beats you up, steals your team jacket, and then eats it. A beautiful ruby-backed flagellant hops around in this cage, whipping itself with its prehensile tail. This cage appears to be full of endearing little furry purring creatures. You vaguely remember seeing similar creatures on someone's screensaver. In this cage, you can just make out the familiar form of an Orion vivisectional mud puppy, the only creature in the universe that sedates itself, pins itself down, dissects itself, and lets you copy its lab notes.
I think we're done here. Go back to the docking bay. Because we have a Mahdi chip, and our friend Fester Blatz on polysorbate collects and trades those, and he might have a cyber thingy for us.
Sir, I believe I may be able to tap myself into the PTS and perform a limited set of functions.
PTS?
Yes, sir. PTS, the Photo Triangulation System. It was installed as a crude backup navigational device to the modern navigational computer system. It's what you see before you mount it in the middle view screen.
You summon the... This is the photo taken with the photo triangulation system. It would appear that merging... That's as... You peel apart the photo and negative from your first PTS image. You poke it and You peel apart the photo and negative from the second PTS image. Excellent guess.
Okay, so place the positive from the place the positive from the first photograph on it, and the negative from the second.
It's the negative.
Negative from the second image on top of it.
The PTS is online and working. We can now launch to polysorbate.
And he knows we want to go to polysorbate somehow. I haven't discussed that with him yet.
What may I do for you, sir? Step over to the transport pad and I will beam you down to the surface of polysorbate.
Why a computer needs to interact with a computer panel, I do not know.
Manual tosses you a transport signaler.
You can only use this from the place I beam you to.
Seems like some sort of an API would be more practical than the hologram pressing buttons. But at least that was a more successful transport than what the idiot robot on the deep ship was able to do. And I think we went into implants and stuff here before. And here's Fester again.
Go ahead and look around, partner. I'll be glad to answer any questions you might have about my fine line of merchandise. Yes, sirree, have a look.
We got that Callahan Mahdi a few moments ago from Dr. Bellow's office, I believe. There it is.
Hello there, Mr. Blatz. I think I have something you might be interested in.
Think so, hey?
Oh, I really think you'll find it interesting.
Ooh! Why, I'd love to take that off your hands. Of course, you realize that it's illegal to sell those, but I could trade you for something. Look around and see what interests you.
I could really use a cyberspace jack.
Tell you what, I'll trade you for one of those fine specimens in the case. What do you say?
No, I want the jack or it's no deal.
Oh, now take it easy, Sonny. I think we can do business.
I'm glad you see it my way. It's been a pleasure. Take care, Fester. I gotta fly.
The past few
Alright, and I think we've accomplished everything we need to do on polysorbate now.
That guy looks like a walking green flash bulb, and his eyes look like filaments, and... whoa! Must be a janitorial flashback.
Then, the Galactican said, if I did have hover capabilities, I wouldn't need the cleft snorter. Ah, excuse me, sir. How may I enhance your efforts?
Who are you talking to?
Don't touch that.
right.
In this that's an
This is not what I had expected. MC Escher would approve.
Hey, free birdseed, and so conveniently placed under a huge boulder, too. Forget it. You don't resemble that bird. Well, except for the pin feathers in those chicken legs of yours.
Reference to Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner, who existed in a very similar place. This reminds me of an evening spent on TV tropes. You are in a maze of twisty passages, all alike. Okay. And we've ended up here.
Don't touch that. You start to see. The sign says it all. There was much talk and rhetoric about the information superhighway, but the executive and legislative branches seem quite opposed to getting together on just about anything either one of them introduces. Just look at the space program. Anyway, the frustration of a former employee is documented in the amendments to the opens date. Wow, a genuine Tonkoid M501, and the best year, too. It's been a long time since it's rolled over any plastic crate. It's a BFT 9000 Cyber Earth mover. Girders, some of the building materials some airheaded committee thought necessary for their project, lay unused and heavily rusted. Bet you can't fit that thing in your pants. Guess I was wrong. It does fit. There must be plenty of spare room in there. Don't touch that. This seems to be the contractor's office for the information superhighway. It's not too congested. The port ahead by Schroed Johns Incorporated stands silently waiting to make its designated collection of organic waste products. Old highway safety devices recycled from either a decade or 10 years ago stand alert and ready for the non-existent workers to use.
Hard to see it, but there's a screwdriver right there.
A carelessly discarded bucket of building material has been spilled and allowed to harden.
Okay, we get it. The project's abandoned. Okay, this is interesting.
Does your number match the one shown by the counter?
No, I don't seem to have that one, but...
Oh, I am sorry, sir. Strangely enough, there's no provision for buts in this system. You either have the number shown or you do not. Now, please await the calling of your number. Thank you very much. I have important things to do.
You start to... You virtually eat the nearly real mint. Your virtual breath is now virtually minty fresh.
Just what do you think you're doing, sir?
Well, I didn't think you'd mind if I just looked through your files.
And I thought I'd seen it all. Just step back and wait your turn.
You may just have improved your chances of getting to the files with that slick little maneuver. Sometimes you do surprise me, Roger. That wouldn't prove. Don't pick at it. That's...
Can't get rid of her.
This world's a great big ball of dirt with 50 billion souls who like to sit around
Next.
and veg down in the dark like moles. But me, I'm just the kind of girl who loves the open air and bits of unburned hydrocarbons blowing through my hair. New soil and clear, at last it's here with clearly better taste. Less people too, like me and you, and less reprocessed waste. More hearty crunch for snacks or lunch, it's crystal clear to see. New soil and clear, the last frontier for folks like you and me. New soil and clear, clearly less people, clearly more taste.
That was something.
It feels slightly... That's delight. It wouldn't be prudent. That... It feels...
No refreshments or periodicals. We
Next.
can't take a number. But we are now at number 6.
That wouldn't prove... Don't...
And for some reason, Gary won't let us take another number. I thought for sure Sis Innie here would be complaining about that. But what we can do...
Does your number match the one shown by the counter?
As a matter of fact, I do possess that number. Read it and weep, Pixel Woman.
Oh no, you can't possibly. Oh. Well, I guess you're right.
You bet your palate, little 32 by 32 pixel mama.
And here we are in the file archive of the Information Superhighway. And we're going to call it quits here because this is going to take a while and involve quite a bit of reading. So thanks for watching, and tune in next time as we continue with the Information Superhighway in Space Quest 6.